Okay folks, this will be an interesting one. Let's see if I can make this one turn up a treat. I found this by the side of the road and it looks like it's never been used, like many of the things that I've found in this dump of stuff on the side, on the curbside, ready to be picked up for collection. Nerds will inherit the copier world. Yes, they will. Yeah, incidentally, about nerds, there is a special kind of nerd that is going to inherit the copier world. They're called toner heads. So a photocopier nerd is not just a nerd. We're what's known as toner heads. Toner heads, Tonerheads. Toner heads. So we're toner heads, folks, and we're proud. I'm proud to be a toner head because I want to redesign the photocopier one day, and I don't want to let anyone stop me. The industry is full of shit, full of bullshit, so I have to fight the industry. I'm not scared to be outspoken against them. I don't have any fucking affiliations with them anymore. I'm no longer a Xerox fangirl, and there's no Xerox here in Australia anyway. It's under the jurisdiction of what's called Fujifilm Business Enterprise, or some bullshit name like that. Anyway, enough of that. This is what we're photocopying. You can see it still has the original John Sands label attached, which is quite a wasteful thing when you think about it, folks. Happy birthday, it says. It's all happy birthday related. But basically, yeah, I'm proud to be a toner head, and I'm trying to use my creative photocopier use to get me somewhere. I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9 as an artist. Redesigning the photocopier is a long-term goal. It's not something that I can do now. It's just a dream that I have, that I want to make a difference to society and the planet, to clean up the mess and to make the world a happier place for almost as many people as I can. I want to make the world a real cheery place and a clean and green and happy place for just about everyone. I'm not interested in profiteering and making more pollution that I don't need. I want to make the place clean. I want to leave the planet in a cleanest condition before I was even born, cleaner than that. The photocopier has got to last like 60 years instead of the usual 5 or 7 or maybe, it depends. A lot of these machines do last longer than 5 years, but 5 years was what I was told that these equipments typically last. And basically, yeah, I want to make them last at least 60 years, the hardware, the machinery. I'm just not interested in having to get people to constantly buy new equipment or lease new equipment. It's not good for the planet. But a lot of companies, they do turn their machines over like every 3 years. This one's more than 5 years old now, but I'm hoping to get as much out of it as I can, because before I go to air on the 6 o'clock news, which is proving to be more difficult than I actually thought, but I'm going to keep trying. I'm not going to give up. I'm not the kind of person that wants to give up on this. I'm on a good thing. I'll stick to it. And basically, I want to make these new photocopiers not just last 60 years, but made out of durable and clean materials, like the chassis being made out of titanium, and the external panels, instead of plastic, made out of colourful anodized aluminium or what else was I thinking? Stainless steel, or even what they call transparent aluminium, called ALON, which stands for nitrogen oxygen and nitrogen or something like that, which is a clear material that's actually classified as a ceramic rather than an actual metal, but it's got aluminium in it, and people dubbed it like the Star Trek material of transparent aluminium. And that looked really funky. So there's a lot of choices, and maybe we still have the conservative colours available, like beige and white and black or brown and all that sort of stuff. And when we build our machinery, we build it out of recycled materials, mostly out of the e-waste dumps of the world, like in China and India, which need to be cleaned up. And the software has to be really, really high tech. It has to use artificial intelligence and voice command to make photocopying a lot easier. So you could say stapled, double-sided, stapled, ×2, whatever. You talk to the machine, like in the April Fool's jokes you see going around on YouTube. And it's got to have artificial intelligence. You've got to have the features have got to be available as options, except for the enlargements, except for the double-sided or the single-sided, whatever, that sort of shit, collating. But the majority of it is going to be available as apps on an app store like Google Play or iTunes for the photocopier world. So the photocopiers have got to really come around a different, got to do something different. But basically the photocopiers need to be rethought. And, we're going to make this equipment Australian made, Australian owned and Australian designed. Everything's going to be Australian about this equipment eventually. Although we will hire some skilled migrants as well. But basically, it's going to be an Australian company. It's not going to be, we're not going to own it. We're not going to send the stuff overseas to manufacture. We're going to we're going to abolish slave labour. And even if they're migrants working, they're not going to be paid any less than an Aussie that was born on our soil. So these migrants should become Australian naturalised, and then once they get naturalised, they can enjoy all the perks of what the Australians, Australians that were born on Aussie soil, they can enjoy the same privileges as us. I wasn't born on Australian soil either, incidentally. I was born in Guam. So that makes me a US Aussie dual national. So yeah, I love the US, I must say, but Australia will always be my home. But I'd like to go. Incidentally, yeah, I love America. I'm not going to the point where I'm going to brown nose them, but yeah, that's kind of looking quite interesting. But it doesn't seem to be. It's not enough. Doesn't go with these very well. So yeah, so we're going to build these equipments on our shores. We're going to build them. We're going to have labour that's not slave labour. I don't believe in slave labour and shit. And that everyone deserves a fair go in the place. They get paid more than what they're worth. Just a little bit more than what they're worth, as a way of saying thank you for choosing to work with us. So, the world's got to change. You've got to help make the place a clean, green and happy environment. And I want to give most of my money away to good causes like finding solutions to climate change, medicine, especially for people with disabilities. I guess that's an area that should be interesting to me because I myself am disabled. I forgot to turn off the negative positive. So I just got 2 negative images come out and they look shit house. Yeah. So yeah, I'm disabled. I had brain damage at birth and I haven't been diagnosed with it, but it really affects my memory badly. So I'm basically dependent on the future of medicine to help my brain function. So I need, I'm hoping to have some bionic implants put in my head to fix the memory problems, the short-term memory in the hippocampus and maybe other areas that have been damaged by my oxygen starvation. And already Elon Musk is starting human trials of implants, which is really encouraging to hear, even though he's a huge money-making person. And I forgot to put on I'm making a lot of mistakes, folks. I forgot to put the mirror image on. So yeah, I'm hoping that when I hear about Elon Musk starting trials, it's sort of encouraging. I know he makes a lot of money, and I don't like the money fuckers much myself either, but he's got something about him that maybe he's probably the best of most of the money people, but I'm hoping that maybe there'll be something good coming out of it. So it just shows that there is work being done, and I'm hoping that technology will get a whole lot better. I won't be jumping on board straight away, but I'm really glad to hear that there is some work being done, albeit from a corporate giant. As I said, I usually find people like that really repulsive, but I've got a feeling that Elon Musk might just have what is needed to get this bionic shit happening. Other people might start to follow suit. So anyway, enough of that chit chat chinwag. This has come up looking really quite nice. I think we can now call this demo quits.